Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm your host, Brian Scott. And today we return to Anthony Norvell. I just love reading Anthony Norvell. He has a unique way of writing that is very inspirational. He likes to make lists, and sometimes it's just easier to digest this information. He is at the top of his game when he's talking about manifesting wealth. And today we have 15 success secrets to magnetize wealth for you, which you can find in his book, Money Magnetism, How to Grow Rich Beyond Your Wildest Dreams. Each of the chapters is pretty unique, like a lecture in itself. And this one talks about the secrets of success to magnetize your wealth. There are certain basic rules that must be followed if you wish to magnetize wealth and success. Making money is as much of a science as is engineering or architecture. If you wish to build a future fortune, you must follow these 15 science of success secrets that thousands of successful men and women have followed to achieve fame and fortune. You will be shown how to use these science of success secrets to magnetize your mind and build a habitual pattern of success and riches. In formulating these 15 science of success secrets, I have checked on the lives of more than 10,000 people in our modern industry, as well as cases throughout history, to find out what made these people successful and wealthy. Success secret number 1. Have a master motive in back of your life to achieve riches for some specific purpose. To pinpoint your master motive, ask yourself the question, what do I want money for? The answer to that question will determine your master motive. If your answer is, I want money so I can go to nightclubs, drink and dissipate and be lazy with no responsibilities or cares, you will find that this is not a sufficiently strong master motive to make you a great success. If your reply to that question is, I want money so I can give my family a better home, educate my children, and give them financial security for the future, you will have a more powerful master motive, and the chances are you will achieve riches and success. There are 6 basic master motives that you can use to give you a stronger impetus in the direction of fame and riches. A desire to help your family, to live in a better home, to send your children through college, to provide them with health, happiness, and future security. B, a desire to increase your mental gifts and talents so you may better help others. C, a desire to help the sick, the poor, and underprivileged so they may have better opportunities to achieve fulfillment. D, a desire to raise the living standards of the world through education, science, and industry. The wealthy men of the past and present often form foundations to do research and science that can help humanity. Some of these are the Rockefeller, Ford, and Guggenheim Foundations. E, the desire to banish war and bring peace to the world. Nobel made millions through munitions. When he saw the death and destruction brought about by war, he established the Nobel Peace Prize to be given yearly to the man or woman who did the most to bring about peace. F, a desire to serve God and bring spiritual progress and unity, brotherhood, and better racial relations to the world. This is the type of master motive which is the highest and often makes a person a great personal success, as in the case of Dr. Schweitzer, but does not always lead to great wealth. It often leads people into the ministry and the healing arts, and they become successful and sometimes wealthy. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale made a fortune through his book, The Power of Positive Thinking, and Billy Graham, the evangelist, is doing great good, but also making money while he does it. Catherine Coleman, the spiritual healer on national television, is helping thousands to a better and healthier way of life, but she is also making a financial success. Success secret number 2, to know your work or product so well that you can utilize this knowledge to give your customers the best service or product they can obtain anywhere. It is the person who has a magnificent obsession who makes the greatest success in life. The artist that loves to paint does not think of the money he is going to make through his art. He is simply dedicated to bringing greater beauty to the world and perfecting his art. The writer who enjoys his work will write better stories or articles than one who considers his work drudgery. When you perfect your talents or refine your products and give the best services you can to the public, they will reward you with patronage, fame, and fortune. Each day, before you begin your work, read a little slogan that you write on a filing card. Today, I shall strive to give my best to every customer who comes into my place of business. Take specialized courses to help you understand your work or product better. Subscribe to special trade journals that will keep you posted on the latest developments in your line of work and advise you about new products or new techniques. Success secret number 3. Build your own powers of magnetism and persuasion so you can influence those you contact in business. Emerson once said, "What you are speaks so loudly that I cannot hear what you say." It is true that your outer personality, your expression, your voice, your grooming and way of dressing all have an effect on people. Strive always to be well groomed and dressed in a conservative fashion that conforms to others in your line of work. If you want to wear your hair long and have bizarre clothing, this is fine if you are in a profession such as music, where it is the present style. However, if you want to be a successful lawyer, doctor, or businessman and wear shoulder-length hair, a scraggly beard, and Levi's, you will find soon yourself isolated socially and business-wise. To elicit confidence of his clients, a stockbroker should look like an investment counselor, not like a character out of a movie. Strive to cultivate your voice so it is pleasant and low-pitched. Work on your expressions before a mirror, carefully avoiding a perpetually gloomy or worried expression. The best expression to wear is one of confidence and happiness, with a slight smile, without necessarily opening the lips. This is the expectant, radiant countenance that gives people confidence in you and makes them feel happy. If you frown and look gloomy, this will affect your potential customer and make him give his money and business to someone who can show a happier expression. Success secret number 4. Learn to let money work for you and establish credit early so you can borrow money to go into your own business. Seldom has any person ever made a great fortune by working for a salary for someone else. Big money generally comes to those who are able to raise capital and finance their own product or their own place of business. To be able to borrow money means you can expand your business when you want to and increase your productivity of your product to fit many wide markets. To establish credit early in your career, obtain a personal loan from a bank. To do this, you will need a steady job and good character references. When you get a small loan of $1,000 or so, make it a point not to touch that money, but pay it back as agreed with interest. Then borrow a larger sum of money and be sure that you do not risk it, but pay it back also in the proper time limit. When you have once established your credit with your local bank and they know you pay your debts, you are then ready to borrow the larger sum you need to go into your own business. Success secret number 5. Find out what it is that people need and then work to fill that need. Basically, there are certain needs that all people have in common, and it is in these fields that the greatest fortunes have been made. These are A. Food. This is one of the biggest industries in the world. This also includes restaurants, wholesalers, processing plants, and retail outlets. B. Clothing. This includes everything from designing clothes to manufacturing and distributing the finished product. Many great fortunes have come through the clothing industry. C. Shelter. This includes contracting, building, selling, and subdividing land. The greatest fortunes in the world have been made through real estate investments. D. Household furnishings. This includes furniture, refrigerators, vacuum cleaners, washing machines, and all the various articles that a modern home requires. E. Education. This includes not only colleges and special institutions, but vast libraries, book publishers, magazines, and newspapers, as well as mail-order courses. Fortunes have been made in this field. F. Beauty and adornment. This includes jewelry, cosmetology, the cosmetic fields, reducing salons, and all products that cater to beauty. It could also include interior decorating. G. repair and maintenance of home furnishings. H, the automotive trades and related oil industry, tires, gauges, garages, and maintenance of cars. I, entertainment and pleasure. This includes television, motion picture, stage, and travel agencies. Many great fortunes have been built in this special field, including some of the great movie fortunes. J, supplying people's spiritual needs. Some of the greatest concentrations of wealth are to be found in some of our modern churches. Their tax-free incomes permit them to build huge reserves of money that benefit those associated with their organizations. K, the professions of medicine, law, engineering, and architecture require college training, and if you choose one of these professions, you'll be generally assured of success. It was found that 65% of all college graduates succeed in their chosen professions. When you have selected the field in which you can excel, prepare yourself by taking special training to fit you for success in your chosen vocation. Success secret number 6. Build contacts socially with important people in your community. Your success will come to you through other people. Choose the leaders in your church, your club, or your community functions, and then try to get to know them. This type of social growth takes time, but it is well worth working on, for through these contacts, you increase your ability to sell your products or your services in the future. It is also through these social contacts with rich or influential friends that you can enlarge your group of friends. A woman who is an excellent hostess generally can make her husband a big business success if she cultivates the right people in her community. One instance that I know of is a woman who married a man who was not too sociable. He was trying to make a success in his law practice in a new city where they moved after their marriage. The wife managed to get an introduction to a leading judge at a social function. She invited him and his wife to come to dinner at their home. There, over cocktails and dinner, this charming woman magnetized the judge and his wife. The husband was given a very important contract with a big law firm that helped him establish himself permanently in his law practice. The judge naturally thought of him and his wife when the chance came for recommending a young attorney for the big job with the law firm. I would probably think that Anthony Norvell would agree it goes both ways. The husband can help the wife too. Success secret number 7. Utilize the things you now have and do not waste the substance of life. This means your time, your money, and your life energy. Too many people throw away golden opportunities for success by thinking that their success lies in some place other than where they are now. They fail to take advantage of the wonderful opportunities all about them, and they sometimes do not use the money, time, or energy they now have to an advantage. I know a young man who is striving to make a success in his career as a carpenter. He told me recently in a personal consultation that there simply are no good opportunities for him to make a fortune in his work. I asked him how he spent his spare time, and he told me he watches television 2 or 3 hours every night. On Saturday nights, he and his wife go bowling with friends. Sunday's a lazy day, and he lolls around the house. If there are any sports on television, he spends 2 or 3 hours rooting for his favorite team. He often sits up late at night to watch a movie or the late-night talk shows, and then invariably he does not get enough sleep and gets off to work in a bad temper and is exhausted before nightfall. When I asked him how much time he spent each day thinking of becoming a success or making extra money, he seemed surprised at my question. I then explained to him that in the hours he wasted every week, he could be learning a new trade or discovering some new ideas that might make him a fortune in his own trade. Success secret number 8. Act the part of a successful and rich person. In psychology, this is called the art of personification, and it means that you imprint your subconscious mind with the thought you want to express to the outer world. If you go through life thinking and acting the part of a failure, it will project in your personality, and people will automatically think of you as being a failure. To build this outer facade of success and riches, program your subconscious mind each morning before you go to work or start your day's activities by saying the following subconscious energizer at least 5 times. I now take on the aura of a successful person. I project confidence in my personality, my voice, and the words I use. I own the universe and all therein, therefore I am already rich. Today will be my most successful day. Occasionally, go where rich people congregate and try to take on the atmosphere of success. You can attend art galleries and social functions where you can sometimes mingle with successful men and women. Try to take your vacation somewhere that rich people will be. This enhances your own aura of success. I told this to a young lady in New York who was lonely and wanted to increase her good through a suitable marriage. I told her to go on vacation cruise on a ship to the Caribbean. There she mingled with many wealthy people. One night in the lounge, she met a good-looking young man who asked her to dance with him. She fell in love with him, and before they returned to New York City, he had proposed marriage to her. Success secret number 9. In the life of every successful person that I studied, I found they used the power of concentration and visualization for achieving fame and fortune. I call this the magnificent obsession. If you can concentrate your mind power on the thing you want more than anything else in the world, this becomes a subconscious driving force that is like an obsession. Think, talk, concentrate on the work you enjoy doing and the success you desire. In this way, you will create a dynamic subconscious power that will project your inner subjective dream of success to the outer world, making it a glowing reality. To enhance your powers of concentration and visualization, look up the history of some of the world's great achievements that required intense concentration over a period of years. This will help you realize that your own life foundations must be solidly built if it is to endure and be a monument to riches and success. Success secret number 10. Cultivate the quality of resourcefulness. There may seemingly be no chance for you to improve yourself or make a bigger income than you now have, but if you cultivate resourcefulness, you will find new opportunities lying undiscovered all around you. A young lady I know worked on a full-time job as a secretary. She wanted to make more money but had no other sources of income. One day she passed a wholesale leather goods place. She was curious to see what they manufactured, and upon inquiry, she found they made excellent women's handbags out of imitation leather that looked like the real thing. They came in all colors. She was so fascinated that she put the idea in the computer of her mind for future use. She bought one as a sample, telling the salesman she wanted to investigate the possibility of handling this line of goods. At her office the next day, she prominently showed her beautiful white bag. The other girls all asked her where she bought it. And when she saw their interest, her subconscious flashed the thought, why don't you buy some bags and start selling them to your coworkers in the office? She did exactly that. She made $100 on her first day. From this simple idea, she began to handle this line of merchandise, selling to her friends and acquaintances during evenings, Saturdays, and holiday weekends. She was soon making as much money in her spare time as she made in her weekly salary. Success secret number 11. Daily cultivate the money habit by thinking about money, being aware of its value, and handling it with consciousness that it represents possessions, power, and security. Treat money with respect. Count the money in your purse each day so you know how much you have. Put the big bills first, followed by the smaller denominations. Keep the face side of the money facing in the same direction. Every time you spend $1, mentally bless it and send it on its way to do the great good. Learn how to budget your money by having small envelopes into which you put the various amounts you can spend that week for different needs. This gives you a sense of order that makes you aware of how much you are spending. Magnetize your money by concentrating on the things you desire in your life and which money can buy. You will make your mind a money magnet by projecting this desire to your daily life. See the color TV set in your living room. Visualize a new car in your garage. Mentally project the new house you want to own. See your children going to college and getting a good education. As these dreams are projected in your mind, they will set up overtones in your conscious and subconscious minds, which will react on your sympathetic nervous system, driving you to do the things that will make the money that you need and desire. Success secret number 12. Use the dynamic law of transmutation to convert your ideas into outer success and riches. Make out a list of your negative mental qualities. To transmute the negatives into positives, you'll be turning the minuses into pluses. Your list might look something like this: negative, laziness, spendthrift, lack of concentration, waste of time, gambling, procrastination, feelings of inferiority, habits of fear and worry. To use the law of transmutation and change the negatives into money-making positives, take one of these minuses each day and cultivate the mental habit of turning it into a positive quality. Laziness. Make yourself do something that you hate to do and which has developed into a habit of laziness. This might be answering your mail or paying your bills or visiting a relative you dislike. When you overcome the inertia that keeps you from doing things, you'll be developing the opposite habit of action that can actually make you successful and rich. Spendthrift. If money goes through your fingers like water, make up your mind you will go as long as possible without spending a cent. When it is necessary, of course, you should spend money, but make it a habit to hold out of something each week from your salary that you can put away in savings. You'll soon build habits of thrift to counteract this negative. Lack of concentration. On this day, make yourself practice concentration on things you are doing, especially on money matters. Concentrate on making money. See other people giving you money. Project the business ideas you have in your work or business. Waste of time. Do something useful on this day, something that can convert time into money. It may only be learning something useful you can use in your business, or it can be a new word, or working on self-improvement so you can cultivate a more magnetic or charming personality. Time is money. Make this your slogan for this day and write it on a card that you can see several times a day. Gambling. You may not have this negative fault, but if you do realize that you cannot get something for nothing, gamble only on sure things and don't risk money on get-rich-quick schemes. Procrastination. If you have the habit of putting things off until another time, do something about it now. Change this into the habit of taking care of today's problems at once. If you hate to answer letters, make it a point to answer them the moment you receive them until you break this habit. If you plan to take a course in evening school, but keep putting it off because you are too busy doing other things, realize this course of study may bring you financial security in the future. Put up a card over your desk saying, "Do it now," to remind yourself that action in the immediate future will secure your more distant future with security and financial growth. Feelings of inferiority. Transmute this into a sense of your true value. Appraise yourself and your gifts carefully. Write down all of your good qualities and then realize that you have nothing to feel inferior about. Feelings of self-consciousness and inferiority are usually built in childhood. Go back over your early years and see what contributed to this defect and then set to work to correct it. Study self-help books, practical psychology, and improve your mind and personality. And soon you will have a sense of your true value and will overcome any feelings of inferiority. Habits of fear and worry. Worry and fear go together. Rationalize your fears and worries. If you fear poverty and worry about your bills, do something constructive each day to help you earn more money so you can get rid of your debts. Then your mind will be free of worry and fear. If you have emotional problems that worry you, seek advice from an expert in that field. Fear and worry erode the mind and short-circuit your energy. Natural concern over problems is not worry, but if you do something about solving these problems, you will overcome tendencies to worry. Success secret number 13. Utilize the dynamic law of action in your life to project your golden ideas into the realm of reality. An idea that you want to make more money and have a fortune in the future can never bring you the fulfillment of your dream unless and until you take that first step towards your goal through action. A young man came to me once in Los Angeles for counseling. He'd been in the Vietnam War and had been discharged. He wanted to complete his education and become an engineer, but he couldn't afford to go to college. I advised him to check with Veterans Administration to see if he was not eligible for tuition aid. He made a simple inquiry and found that he could indeed get a complete college education under the Veterans Bill. If he had not taken that action, he would have remained uneducated. Another case in point was a widow who was barely able to get along on the small income she had. I advised her to check with Social Security and see if she was not entitled to higher benefits. She simply made a telephone call and discovered she could draw widow's benefits that substantially increased her monthly income. Success secret number 14. Learn to use the subtle art of super persuasion to influence people to help you get money. I once knew a young man who made up his mind at the age of 18 that he would get $1 out of some person each day. Sometimes he received equivalent values, not always the money. But working on this theory, by the time he was 24, he owned 3 used car lots in Los Angeles and was making as much as $50,000 profit a year. Each time you meet a person in business, mentally project the thought, you are going to give me money. You'll buy my product. You will not be able to say no to me. Cultivate the persuasive voice when trying to sell to others. Lower your voice to the lowest note you can talk on, and then use this as a base. Vary your tones up and down the scale about 4 or 5 notes, always returning to the lower note. This will give you the hypnotic and compelling voice that others cannot resist. Success secret number 15. Learn to use one of the most valuable commodities you possess if you want to win people and get them to buy your products or your services. This is a pleasant smile. Stand before a mirror and study your face when you frown. See how unpleasant it makes you look. Now change it into a smile. See the difference. When you approach a person to get something out of him, like an order or job or contract, keep saying to yourself, "You're going to like me. I like you. I want to help you." Mentally project a golden line from your forehead to theirs, attaching it to them, and then gently pull this golden line up in the middle, feeling you are drawing the person closer and closer to you. In this way, you will actually be projecting your mental magnetism to the person, and he will feel a strange, unaccountable feeling of liking you and wanting to help you. Do not smile constantly, but learn to keep a pleasant expression on your face. If you have a difficulty in doing this, practice your mirror until you are able to keep a smile on your face with your lips closed, giving you a perpetually pleasant facial expression. People respond to those who smile often, and they tend to stay clear of those who look perpetually severe or who frown or look worried. Points to remember. 1. Money making is a science that you can master and use to increase your fortune and bring you financial security. 2. The master motives have brought millions of dollars to world-famous people of the past and the present, and you can use them to magnetize more money. 3. Use the 6 basic master motives that rich people have utilized to build fortunes of millions of dollars. 4. Build your powers of magnetism and persuasion so you are better able to influence those you meet socially and in business. 5. Let money work for you by establishing credit with a bank early in life and using it to increase your fortune. 6. There are 11 basic things that people need, which you can use as a guideline to bring your money success. 7. Know the right people and how they can help you build your own business success. 8. A woman built success for her lawyer husband by deliberately cultivating the acquaintanceship of a judge she met at a party. 9. Utilize the things you now have and not waste money, time, or energy, giving you more dynamic power to achieve success. 10. You can use the art of personification to make you appear to be a rich and successful person. 11. The ability to concentrate and visualize your success is a determining factor in the achieving of fame and fortune. 12. Building the right money habits daily and learning how to magnetize money by concentrating on it can help you become rich. 13. Use the law of transmutation to turn your negative mental forces into positive success. 14. You can use the art of super persuasion and a smiling personality to win friends and make them want to help you become rich. And that concludes 15 success secrets to help you magnetize wealth. These things are all important, but very practical. I think that Anthony Norvell is giving you a very practical understanding of attracting money. There are only a certain number of things that people have needs for. Understand those needs. And it's very interesting. I always find it fascinating that the people that made it rich during the gold rush are the people that provided the axes and the tools. There's always a need. And so whenever there's something going on, try to find that need. And the idea is very powerful. There's also understanding the master motive behind what you're doing. If you're just doing this just to have fun at the clubs, you're not going to be motivated to make the money that you want. Motivation is a fundamental key. And if you find yourself motivated to do things that you don't really want to do, because oftentimes making money involves doing something that you don't really want to do. Maybe you have to do something for an hour or so that's tiring or uncomfortable or time consuming. but then you make a ton of money from it. And I know people that are literally willing to just forget about that little bit of extra work so they can make money. I see it all the time. This acceptance of doing nothing. And if that's how you treasure your time, that's fine. But if you deeply desire an increase in your income, understand your master motives. Understand your ability to concentrate and persuade people and smile. It's an important aspect, especially in face-to-face situations, which many of you don't have to deal with it at this time because of the pandemic, but it's going to start happening again. And you're going to have to make money with in-person situations, and you're going to need to smile. All of these things are very helpful. And believe me, we're going to return to Anthony Norvell many more times. He is a great teacher and has a way of outlining things in a simple way to help you understand. Are you magnetizing your money? And what things are you doing to magnetize your money? Did any of these 15 steps coincide with things that you've been doing? Share your success stories. Please put a like on this and share your success stories. So when people come to this video, they're going to see your story, because that's the best way, in my experience, to help people find abundance, is to see success in others doing these techniques. All it takes is just one story. Well, this guy did this and he visualized this and he was able to achieve this. Then, hey, maybe I can do it. And so I have found that the fundamental key for you to find spiritual enlightenment in your future is to be not worried about your money. So once you have the money parts taken care of, then you're not thinking about that stuff. You're thinking about the bigger picture. You're thinking about your creator and your consciousness. So it's a fundamental first step. You got to get to a point where you feel freedom in your life. And once you have that freedom, you can explore your consciousness further, which is why you have a fundamental duty to become rich, so that you can find who you really are deep inside. That's why you incarnated here. And unfortunately, we have to play this money game to get to this point so we can take it to the next level. So thank you so much for sharing another episode of Anthony Norvell. Keep an eye out for future Anthony Norvell on the way. And check out those previous episodes. We have some great ones on astral projection and a variety of other techniques, the millionaire consciousness. And if you ever want to do a great meditation, try the millionaire's vow, which is taking the vow morning meditation. And we do this vow that Anthony Norvell has, which is very empowering when you vow to help the world, and kind of gives you that master motive that you need. In any case, all episodes of The Reality Revolution can be found at therealityrevolution.com. And welcome to The Reality Revolution.